So the code, as I told you before, this part are the libraries. We need to include libraries so that Arduino is able to use external elements. For example, this library, we use it on challenge number 9 and challenge number 10. And if you remember, this library is to use the direct current motor. So, because we are going to use the motors in the car, we need to include this library again. And this is a new library. This library is used to control the ultrasonic sensor. So, if you check the manual or you check the specification of this library, we need to specify two things. First of all, we need to specify the pin that we are going to use as a trigger. It means what is going to make the start the sensing. So I'm going to use A0 port. If you want to use another port, here is where you have to change. Maybe you can write A3 or A5 or maybe port number 2, or it's up to you. But I want to use A0 port, so I use it A0 to trigger. So in my sensor, I'm going to connect the trigger pin to the A0 port. The echo pin is going to be connected to A1 port, and I want to specify the maximum distance as 200 centimeters. It means the maximum distance is 2 meters. Sorry. And this is the instruction that configures the sensor. So if you see, I send the instruction trigger pin, echo pin, and max distance. So instead of doing this, I could write here A0, A1, and 200, but maybe it's not so clear. So this is easier for me because with this I know my trigger pin is A0, my echo pin is A1, and my maximum distance is 200 centimeters. So these instructions are used to control the motors. You should remember this from the previous challenges. And this instruction is because I want to use the serial port. I want to display the distance from the sensor to the object in my serial port, so I can check it constantly, and then I can be sure if it is working properly. So that's why I'm going to use the serial port. And now the program that it's going to repeat over and over. First of all, I want to have a delay of 1 second because I'm going to use a program that keeps moving for a second and then it changes. I will explain this later. So first of all, I declare it a variable that is the distance. Okay, this variable it's used to storage the measurement from the sensor. So this instruction is to read the distance from the object to the sensor, and this data is stored in this variable us. Now I want to display this message. This is a message. It is going to write distancia, or it could be distance, it's up to you. And this part is important because after this it's going to display something, but here, look, I don't have these quotations, so this is not a message, this is a mathematical operation. So I'm going to get this value, and because this sensor is an American sensor, the measurement is on inches. Yes, and we Mexican, we don't like inches, we want to use centimeters. So I want to convert my measurement on inches, and I want to convert it to centimeters. So I display the distance, but first I need to convert this inches measurement in centimeters. And finally I add the centimeters value. So look, I have quotations, so this is a message. and then I start moving my motor. You see, I start moving one backward and the other forward, so my motor starts moving forward. And if I check that I have an object in a distance equals or lesser than 30 centimeters, then I'm going to go back. You see, I changed the direction of my movement, so I return for 1 second, and then I perform a turn about 90 degrees, more or less. It's actually, this is an experimental instruction. So this is why I add this delay. So I want to turn for a second, and I know that this time it's enough to perform a more or less 90 degrees turning. And if you see, this is going to start, so my car is going to keep moving forward, and if it detects an object inside of the radius of 30 centimeters, the car is going to move backwards for 1 second, and then it is going to turn, and then it is going to keep moving forward again. So this is the explanation of the code. It's really easy, and now you will be able to see how it works.